everyone. My latest endeavor has been to learn to um, paint and begin to learn to draw figures. And I've drawn this female head. It's very basic, and but in my time of studying lately, of course, I'm still just a beginner, but I figured out a decent way to paint hair um, in Gimp, and I just thought I'd pass that along to you. Of course, there are probably a lot of other ways that are better than this. So somebody who is been painting or figure drawing or portrait drawing is probably going to have a lot better information than I have, but I just thought I'd go ahead and pass that along to you anyway. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a palette of hair colors here, and we're going to go kind of a dark brown. And I might also tell you that I'm using a Intuos 5 touch Wacom tablet, and really for figure drawing and especially for hair, painting hair, it's probably a good idea to have one. You don't necessarily need the best. I actually kind of wish I would have bought just a bamboo, because I really don't, on my Intuos 5 here, I really don't use my buttons that much. I may later on, but right now I just don't. Okay, anyway, I've got my brush tool selected, and I have my paint dynamics turned on to opacity, and I'm just going to create a little palette here for this hair. And the way I figured out really helps is you start kind of dark in the middle and then create some lighter colors on the outside. Works pretty good. So anyway, above my line drawing here, I'm going to create a transparent layer, and I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to keep my brush size down, and I'm going to pick this darkest brown color here, and I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to kind of just lay down a base color for the hair. Of course, this is not going to be perfect, so you guys are more than welcome to improve on this. And of course, it's just something I thought I would pass along to you guys. And it would probably be a real good idea to go in and probably before you start, get some reference images, and also to draw on some hair so you can have a style figured out first. So anyway, I'm just continuing to lay down kind of a base color here. And so I think that's good enough. This is not going to be great, but I wanted to pass it along to you anyway. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to crank my brush size down to a really small, and just 1 pixel. It's like that. The way I did that is, I don't know if this is default or not, but I hit my W key, and what that does is set your brush size down to as small as it can go, which is 1 pixel. And then I'm going to darken that color up just a little bit, and then I'm going to go in here with my 1 pixel. I'm just going to begin to draw in some individual hairs, And actually, let's darken that up a little bit more. There we go. Now, we will be using the dodge tool to do this also. So you really need some color data in your color. If I just use black, I don't know that the dodge tool works on black. I'm not 100% sure on that. Anyway, also to speed up this process of adding the individual strands here, I'm going to switch my brush. I believe this brush that I'm about to use was included in Gimp Paint Studio or the Chaos and Evolutions brush kit. So you may want to grab Gimp Paint Studio and install it in your version of Gimp. So anyway, let me go find that brush, and it's Fast Fur. It's a 10 by 10 brush, and let me adjust my brush size here, and it kind of looks like this. So that will definitely speed up the hair painting. And also I want to crank my spacing down. It's set to 10, so I'm going to set it down to just 1, and that's better. And I'll crank my size of my brush down again. And let's go ahead and pick this color here and begin to just go ahead and paint those hair strands in. And this is right now we're just kind of building our base color here, kind of. Also, I've started experimenting with painting curls. I'm not going to show that just yet. I'm going to darken this color just a bit. But anyway, when I get that figured out, I will pass that along also. I should probably do a time lapse here, but I've never done a time lapse, so I'm not sure how to do that. And while you're in here painting, to add some variation, you can kind of make some flyaway hair here, and you may want to change your brush size from time to time also. Okay, I think that's good enough for that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick just a little bit lighter color, and I'm going to go in here and start brushing that in. So you can kind of see why you want to start with a dark base color. So as you begin to put your strokes in here, you can kind of see some of that coming through, because hair is just not all one color, especially as light is hitting it. Okay, let's pick this other lighter color here and begin to add that in. And then I guess you could actually, after you start using the dodge tool in the hair here, you could actually go and pick some colors from the hair. So let's go ahead and start to use the dodge tool now. So I'm just gonna grab my dodge tool and under my tool options over here, I'm going to make sure it's set to dodge and midtones. And with this same brush, I'll just go in here and start to paint in some highlights. I've also started to kind of experiment around with painting in different blend modes, and I'll also, when I kind of run onto something that looks like it works pretty good, I'll pass that along to you also. So I'm just continuing to go in here and just dodge a little bit, and then I'll go back in here again with another darker color to kind of tone that down a little bit, and then we'll go back in with our dodge tool again, and I'm going to switch back to my paintbrush again, and I've picked my dark color again. So I'm going to go in here and just, we've got a real good base started. Let's go ahead and switch that a little bit darker, and I'm going to switch back to my soft brush here. And I'm going to the W key on the keyboard. I'm not sure if that's the default, but so my brush goes back to 1 pixel, and then I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to start to paint in some hair strands. At first you won't see it, but the more you add, the more you will see it, and it will start to make it a little more semi-realistic, and you definitely could do a better job than I'm doing on this. Let's crank that brush size up just a little bit bigger. There we go, so you can really see it now. And the thing I have figured out is you kind of want to have some really long brush strokes in there to define the way the hair flows. And this is not a certain hairstyle. This is just I wanted to just kind of demonstrate for you what I had been experimenting with and how it turned out. And actually it doesn't look too bad. You probably want it to be more controlled, for sure, and probably would want to choose a hairstyle and grab some reference, because this is kind of really multicolored here. I probably want it to be a little more, not quite as many variations on color. But anyway, that's kind of how I created the hair, you know, using that fur brush, a single pixel brush, and the dodge tool. So I'm going to go back in here with my dodge tool, and this time I'm going to under my tool options here, I'm going to set it to highlights. I think I'm going to go ahead and switch my brush. Nope, I'm going to leave my brush the same. Let me crank up the size just a little bit. Just go in here. In certain areas where the light will be hitting the hair more, that's the areas you probably want to use your dodge tool on. And set on, in the tool options down here, set on under your range using the dodge tool. If you have that set to highlights, it's going to be even brighter. If we set that back down to mid-tones, it won't be quite as bright. And so these areas where I'm using the have the range set to highlights, I will go back in here and set that back to mid-tones, and then kind of go around it so it kind of blends in a little bit better. So anyway, that is kind of the way I've experimented and kind of found a decent way to do hair. And I probably won't be working with it, messing with this a whole lot here over the next few weeks, because I really need to work on studying poses and figure drawing more. But as I figure stuff out and learn more stuff, I will definitely pass it along to you. I think I'm going to take my airbrush here. I'm going to crank my opacity down, way down. I'm going to set it to a darker color, and I'm going to see if set up my brush size a little bit here and see what happens if I use my airbrush. Yeah, I can start to darken that a little bit if I want a bit of a darker color. Like I say again, to maybe you can do it with a mouse, but I would personally recommend using a drawing tablet of some sort. Doesn't have to be a Wacom. I think there are some less expensive versions out there, but the Bamboo is, I believe, is less than $100 and probably comes with some version of painting software, and I don't know what that currently is right now. I think it changes from time to time. Yeah, that darkened that hair up, and you still have some highlights shining through. And if I wanted to make some more changes, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my mouse now and go over to my hue, go to the menu under colors, and then go to hue and saturation, and make sure that you are on the layer that the hair is, and then you can go in here and adjust the saturation, and you can change the hue, and there you've got some red hair, it's kind of purple. Anyway, you can go in and tweak the lightness, saturation, to maybe get some darker hair or some lighter hair. Just depends on what you're looking for. Kind of give her more of a try to get a blonde here. Nah. Anyway, remember that you can use the adjust hue, light, and saturation to change the color of hair. Also, you go in here and go to levels, and you can make some changes there. So anyway, I guess that's really all I wanted to pass along to you in this video. So if you learned something, please give this video a like, and maybe subscribe if you want, if you're not already a subscriber, and just pass this along. And if you're a guy who has been painting a while and you would like to pass along some more information or a link to hair painting or figure drawing or whatever, I will certainly use it. And any tips or tricks for painting hair or figure drawing, just leave that in the comments. So anyway, that's about it for this little Gimp tutorial. So everyone out there, have a absolutely great day.